All right, so welcome to Intuition to Income, everyone. This is Abby Gooch, and I am so just absolutely thrilled to have my friend Seymour. So Seymour is somebody who actually started the School of Healing Arts in San Diego, which is one of the first places I started teaching at. And I remember I was still a student actually next door to his school at the time. And I kind of thought it'd be almost like a funny joke. Like I really didn't think I'd really get it, but I put in a resume to his school and I was like, I think 19 at the time. And I was like, oh, I'll just do this. This would be a really fun dream. Like, I don't know how long it was. Like, I think it was like 2 years later or something. They were like, hey, we'd love you to teach business and NLP and all these courses there. And it was just a godsend. It was so much fun. I just had such a great time. And yeah, just loved the philosophy of what he teaches and just really from the heart. So, so he's now in the Czech Republic and does this work just globally and internationally around Zen touch and intuition and all this cool stuff. So I'll let him introduce himself to everybody. But yeah, I'm just so glad you're here, Seymour. So welcome, welcome.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's great to see you again and great to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want to give our audience just a little bit more of a background about how you got started, how you started following your intuition and developed all these different schools and this, philosophy that you teach now?
Sure. Okay, well, I was very fortunate to have been in the presence of some very intuitive teachers who came from Asia, mostly Japan and also China. And I was learning how to do this bodywork method that I sort of developed my own style, and I call it Zen touch, but I studied traditional energy methods and shiatsu. And I also studied Tai Chi and Qigong. So I come from a very physical background. And then I had teachers who showed me and all our other students how to really tap into people using intuition instead of just the theoretical models we learned. Now that we knew the theoretical models, and we'll probably discuss those a little, is how to actually tune into what's going on in the echo of this person's soul. And ultimately, I learned at a very, very early age with, 25 years old or 26 years old, that ultimately the way to evolve our soul is through the highest level of consciousness, which is intuition. And there's many paths and many, many directions for how to tune in to that very important level of consciousness. One of my first intuitive teachers was amazing. He would tap in, as well as through the body work, he would tap in by looking at people's shoes. His name is Ohad. And he would be able to look at a person's shoes, tell them how long they've been divorced, that what their occupation is, where they have problems in their body, and that was just amazing to me. And so I had another teacher, Michio Kushi, from the whole macrobiotic background, who would just look at a person and know their cholesterol level. They would just say, okay, this is great, you're coming back, I'm so glad to see you're doing well, your cholesterol level is now 180. And there's a medical report going, yes, that's exactly what it was, right? So it's like I got permission to go, okay, this is fun, let's do this.
Yeah.
And so then I've been using intuition ever since then. And that was 40 years ago, right? So
wow, it's awesome. I love it. That's cool. So how do you tap into that field of intuition, right? So obviously the show is so much about how to really connect to that place. So how could you share with the audience how they can connect with their intuition, how you get to that highest field of consciousness? I love that.
Okay, so for me, that highest level of consciousness is achieved through what we might call the lowest level of consciousness, which is the body. So by feeling the body and getting healthy in the body and tapping into what the body is feeling at any time, we get out of the interference of the brain, and intuition just gets vacuumed into our brain, which allows us to sense it, to feel it, and to know it. So for me, it's about being in the body and quieting the mind so that we can once again pull in wisdom.
So is there a method you do to help people quiet their mind and drop into their body so they can feel their intuition?
Well, there's a number of different ways. One of the most common that I like to teach people and work with people with is the body scan. So simply tuning from your head down or from your feet up and just paying attention to physical sensations in the body. And then as soon as the brain comes in and tries to do its satanic analysis, right, or what we could call interference, is just to stop that and go back into the cells of the body, the bones and the tissues, and start feeling physical sensations. And it's ultimately very, very grounding. And it literally is like a root, and it pulls in wisdom. So I would say any activity that helps a person to get them into their bodies instead of listening to the constantly darting of the brain, instead of chasing those pieces of paper like wind that are just flying away and trying to figure out, what is that? What should I do with that? Why, when, where, how much? Is to just go, stop.
Yeah.
Breathe. Feel your body and receive.
Yeah. Love it. It's so simple.
Yeah. I actually do an exercise. I mean, we could even do it, or have people who are listening do this at home, where you actually take a piece of paper and write a choice that you're considering making. So let's say you have two choices. You're going, well, I'm going to move. Am I going to move to Arizona, or I'm going to move to New York? And you write down New York, and you put that on a piece of paper, or a symbol of it. You can, draw the Empire State Building or anything at all that just signifies. You can do this with people too. You can do it with anything, right? Where do you want to move towards? This one or that one, or jobs, right? Whatever it is. And you just put a symbol of it on a piece of paper. You stand up, okay, and ask the question, does this choice that you hold in your belly, right below your navel, you start moving forward or back, does this choice bring me towards my life purpose, or does it send me away from my life purpose?
Wow.
And that's all. And you just start moving your body like a pendulum.
Okay, I have to tell you something crazy right now. So there's a pendulum sitting on my desk, my table, right over my life purpose. It's so weird, like exactly what you're saying, the exercise. I'm like, whoa, we're all connected.
Right, so we don't need any extraneous tools to do this. We can do this just through ourselves at any time, right? And it inevitably moves us one way or the other, as long as we're really, really clear and we get out of our head and just stay in the body and listen, breathe really deeply, and let the body move forward or back. It'll automatically, like faster than the speed of light, you'll get a little impulse and it just says, wow, what was that? I went forward, or what was that? I went back.
Wow. It's cool. I love the question.
Oh, just stop. I thought I shut that off.
Hopefully he'll pop back on.